Okay, so.
Still, macht nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie jeder Schach. Still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe tanzt, tanzen durch die Wände, ja, wir alle klasken mit die Hände. Schach, still. Nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie jeder Schach. Still. Nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon
tanzen.
und als der Rebbe tanzt, tanzt doch mit der Tisch, wo wir alle tucken mit die Fies. Still, macht nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie der Schach. Still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe singt dem heiligen Nigen, bleibt der Soten a teuter liegen. Schach, still, macht nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie der Schach. Still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Schach, still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe.
Okay. So, Andrew, would you like to start reading the English, please?
You called on me?
Andrew.
Oh, Andrea. Okay.
Josh Steele is one of the number of satirical songs about the Hasidic rabbis, Mitnagim and Maskinim, opposed to the Hasidim in the 19th century on a number of grounds, two of which are satirized here. The dancing that went on in the Hasidic shuls and the belief that some Hasidic rabbis were miracle men who could fight demons and pulverize the devil.
Go on.
Theodore Bikel sang Shach Stil on the 1958 album Theodore Bikel Sings Jewish Folk Songs. There may have been an earlier folk version of the song, but the version that Bikel sings was composed by Pinchas Jatanovsky, who was born in 1886 in Romakova near Kiev. Jatanovsky was a choir boy. Then he studied at the Conservatory of St. Petersburg. He left Russia in 1915 for Finland, sang all over Scandinavia, then moved to the U.S. He worked as a choir master at Kazan and gave public recitals and lectures, including at Carnegie Hall.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Hilda. Will you start reading, please, Hilda?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Schau still, macht nicht kein Gerede. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wieder. Schau still, macht nicht kein Gewalt. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe tanzt, tanzen doch die Wand. Lass mir alle flisken mit die Händen. Shush, be quiet. Don't make any noise. The Rebbe is about to start dancing. He's about to dance. Yes, again. Shah, still. Mach nicht kein Gewalt. Shah, be quiet. Don't make any noise. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. The rabbi is about to start dancing. Und als der Rebbe tanzt, and when the rabbi dances, tanzen doch die Wand. Even the walls start dancing. Lass mir alle plisken mit die Hand. Let us all plisken, I assume is clap, is it?
Yeah, yes, it's
Clap.
plaskin.
Plisken, okay. So let's all clap our hands.
Good.
Okay, good, thank you.
Very good.
Okay. Okay, Cookie, can you read, Cookie?
Thank you. Schau still, mach nicht kein Gerede, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wieder. Schau still, mach nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe tanzt, tanzen doch mit der mit
Der Tisch.
Tisch.
Tanz doch mit der Tisch.
mit der Tisch, ja, sorry. Tisch, Lammer alle tuppen mit die mit the piss.
Fies. Mit der Fies.
Oh, I thought there was a dot in there. Mit the fist. Everybody be quiet. The rabbi's going to dance shortly. Yeah, I think both lines mean that. Shash still machne kein gerede, don't make any noise, don't carry on. The Rebbe, and he's going to dance shortly. The Rebbe, when the rabbi dances, also dances with him there. The table,
Yeah.
Yes.
The Tisch, the table.
the table, yeah. Lamar Allah, let us all tuppen. I don't know what tuppen means.
Stamp.
Stamp with let us all stamp with our feet.
Good.
Yeah,
Very
one
good.
question. You said
But-
you have a word for clap. Wouldn't it be patchen with the hand?
There is Patchen, sure, but there's also Pleskin.
Oh,
Askin is but it's from Polish or Russian, but it means the same as Patch.
thank you. I am done.
But what I wanted to comment that Tish doesn't need to be the table per table, because a rabbi's Tish is all the people that are coming and sitting with him on the holidays or Sabbath or something like this. So it's also all the people around the table. Okay, so
What about
let's
the
go.
vent?
The vent, I don't know. I don't know.
They
Levana,
reverberate.
yeah. Levana, can you read Yiddish, please?
Yes.
Okay, please go on.
Scha, still, mach nicht kein Gerude. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wieder. Scha, still, mach nicht kein Gewalt. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe singt, dem heiligen Nigen, bleibt der Sotten a Teuter liegen.
Okay, can you translate it, please?
Shut up. Don't say a word. Make no noise. The Rebbe is about to dance again. Shah. Not a word. Mach, keep silent. The Rebbe is going to dance again. And when the Rebbe stings,
Holy.
Holy. I'm fluent in English, and sometimes the words disappear because
That's melody.
from my
That's okay. We
Yes,
speak
they are.
It happens to me too.
we speak so many languages, so if you will say it in another language, someone will understand.
Someone will.
Maurice knows French, so you can say it in French.
Good. And when the Rebbe sings a holy nigun, the devil drops dead.
Good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Marty, I see that you raised your hand. Marty.
Yes, I was going to comment on the fact of the dancing walls.
Yeah.
It reminded me of there's a story in the Talmud about a group of rabbis discussing whether an oven was kosher enough, and they were discussing among themselves, and there was a big discussion, and one of them calls on God to participate in the discussion, and God makes one of the things that he does, he has the walls move over the discussion to show that one of the sections was in fact the one with the truth, was saying the truth, that the oven was not kosher. At the end of the story, the rabbis decide that the oven is not kosher, against what God supposedly says. And he says, this is a discussion between the rabbis. It doesn't involve God. But the fact that the wall's moving reminded me of in this song.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Maud.
set up judicial review. Because it's so spirited and so exciting that even the walls are dancing. It's so beautiful, such a beautiful thing.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Tanzen bald. Isn't bald soon?
Soon.
Yeah.
But I thought it was translated as again.
No,
No,
but
Vider is again.
in the other
I knew
sentences,
that. Okay, so I
Vider
guess
is
I
again.
misunderstood. Okay, thank
Right,
you.
Bald is soon, right.
Right.
Okay, Henrietta, I saw that you raised your hand, Henrietta. No,
What did you say?
I saw that you raised your hand.
I know. I'm on my iPad and I was
Okay.
trying to raise the volume. That was an error.
So you raise your hand instead. Okay, no problem. You want to read, Henrietta, so you can read now.
Schau still, mach nicht kein Gerede. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wieder. Schau still, mach nicht kein Gewalt. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Schau still, mach nicht kein Gewalt. Der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. We translated this
Yeah,
at the
we already
beginning.
translated it. Yeah, you're right. We translated it. So, you know, it's a really fine song. Let's listen to it once again before.
Schau, still, mach nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie jeder Schach. Still, mach nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe tanzt, tanzen durch die Wände, lob mir alle Pjasken mit die Hände. Schau, still. Macht nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie jeder Schach. Still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe tanzt, tanzt doch mit der Tisch, wo wir alle tucken mit die Schach. Still. Ich kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie der Schach. Still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Und als der Rebbe singt dem heiligen Nigen, bleibt soten na teuter liegen. Schach, still, macht nicht kein Gerieder, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen wie der Schach. Still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe geht schon tanzen bald. Schau, still, macht nicht kein Gewalt, der Rebbe.
Okay. Yes, Bob?
Yeah,
Bob?
that tune was either stolen from or stolen by Yismachu, right? From the Shabbat service. Yismachu.
It's similar.
I don't know.
Yes,
sounds like it.
yes, it is the same exact tune.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Almost to the note, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bonnie?
Yeah, I hear Oi Gewalt. I mean, I've heard it for many years, but I don't know the literal translation, and I missed it when folks were translating. Gewalt.
Usually it's mostly used when you're screaming for help, Oy Gewalt, but it has a darker origin. Gewalt means rape.
Oh my goodness.
Rape.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's probably because I think in the Middle Ages, of course, even more so than now, it was very difficult for a woman to accuse someone of rape. In a lot of the medieval legal treatises, one of the things that you had to do to prove your case was someone had to hear you scream while you were being raped, Gewalt. And so there would be witnesses that you did, in fact, scream it at the time.
Wow.
That's the origin. But in modern Yiddish, usually it's Oy Gewalt, it's help. Could be anything. You know, you're burning your toast. Oy Gewalt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Morty?
Yes, at the risk of sounding over and over, regarding what Maurice just said, the origin of this thing with the rape and screaming is in the Torah. When a woman or a young girl was raped in the city, if she was caught and the man that raped her were caught, both were stoned.
Wow.
The woman should have screamed and somebody would have heard and come to her help. But if she was raped in the country, even if she screamed, nobody would hear her. So the Torah says that only the man that raped her is to be stoned, and she bears no guilt whatsoever because she screamed and nobody heard her. Now, Shalom Aleichem uses this figure of speech to talk about some pogroms and the fact that nobody helped the Jews, because even though they screamed, there was nobody that was hearing their screams to help them.
Okay. That's interesting. I wanted to make a joke, but no, it's not the place. So yeah. Okay, thank you, Morty. Thanks. So, okay, any more comments on this song or the words in this song? I saw that Rafael posted something in the chat. Rafael, can you please elaborate on this?
Yeah, as far as I understand, someone asked, Isabel asked, when does one say nit and when does one say nisht? And as far as I understand, they're completely interchangeable. You can, even the same person within the same sentence might use both of them.
But
So
is it always spelled nit?
no, you can spell it both with or without a shin. And so it's spelled nit or nisht. And there's both gornit and gornisht. I think gornit is a little bit more common, but I'm not sure of that. They're pretty much equivalent. So it's unusual, but yeah, we have multiple ways of saying the same thing, which maybe isn't surprising.
Okay, thank you. Sometimes when you post something in the chat, and I think that I'm asking you to elaborate on it, so not everyone is reading what's in the chat, so that's why I'm doing it. Maurice, yeah?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, for those of us who, when we listen to the musical version of Itzik Mangi's Megillah Lieder, we listen to the opening, the introduction, the loifer comes running and he tells the audience to be quiet because they're going to start the show. And so he says, Seid Jehiden, Sha und still. Seid Jehiden, Sha und still. Mahebe nun im Purem Spiel. So Sha und still, it's like a stock phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's to emphasize it.
Yeah.
Cookie?
There's a word I've always wanted to ask about. They say the familiar, like Zeigesund is for the familiar, and Zeitgesund is for someone who you're not, maybe to a stranger or someone you're not close to. Is that like?
Yeah, Zeit is like if you're addressing somebody, as you're saying ear.
Yeah.
You're using the formal.
Are we
Right,
still doing that?
Yes,
Well, it's part of the language, sure.
it's part. Yes.
Like if you want to say get up, you can say stay auf, or you can say steht for plural, or if you're being formal, somebody that you would call ihr, you would say steht auf.
I once said to my uncle, I think I said ear, and he said, no, it's a mir dasten zogen ear, you say no. No, those are things we weren't taught. We just, caught on to the language just by speaking it.
Well, did you address your uncle as Herr Professor?
No, Herr Dr. Professor.
Herr Dr. Professor.
Herr Dr.
Then you've got to say
Professor.
steht and seit and so on.
And you know how they call me in German?
How?
It's Dr. Frau Herr Professor. Really complicated.
We wouldn't say state, we would say state.
Isn't that the imperative, though, giving a command?
It is, but it's the right. It's either the plural form. It's both the plural form and the singular formal form.
Yeah. I probably.
It's also true in American English that used to be long since discarded, but Mrs. Doctor would be like the wife, the Rufeta.
Okay.
But this is these kind of formalities are, I don't know if anybody noticed, but they're long gone. So
yeah, people don't use them anymore. Yeah,
not in French. If you do the wrong thing in France, they get mad at you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, just a
everything
moment.
you do in France is wrong if you're not French.
Yeah, I see Claire and then Refoel. Claire.
Yes, it's a problem. In English, we use you for both formal and informal.
Right.
But in French and in Spanish
Right.
and in Portuguese, you
Right.
have a special word for the more formal. So I know that I had a problem. I used to speak these languages, and when I had to speak in English and say you to a professor, I felt very uncomfortable. So, because I'm used to the French with vous instead of tu, you. So there is a big difference in other languages.
Okay, thank you, Claire. Refoel?
Oh, what happened? Somebody's got feedback.
I think I'm having an acid flashback.
What's going on?
It's Henrietta's phone, I think.
Henrietta? Let me mute it.
I agree.
Okay, now it's better?
I agree.
Not yet.
Still hear it.
Echoes.
Somebody has either a phone and a computer on or something like that. There's two separate things going on in somebody's world.
It's mine. I'm trying to coordinate.
Okay, anyway, what I wanted to say.
I'm trying to get off this.
I'll tell you one thing, I'll never be able
Just a moment. Refoel, then, not out of order.
I'm sorry.
Okay. There's actually a third level of formality. There's the do, there's the ear, and my father recounted that his father would speak to his father in the third person. Civil der Tata aglezel te. Civil ear, civil stu, civil der Tata. And this was a form of very politeness. I think it's kind of unusual, but I also wanted to point about English. It keeps changing in English. Now, thou and you, thou is the informal, and then you was the formal, and then you started becoming the standard. And in different dialects of English, it's changed in different ways. At the moment, for example, in Ireland, ye is the formal. So you is the singular and ye is the plural, not really formal, but the plural. They don't distinguish formal and informal, but they do distinguish still singular and plural. And you'll hear that also in the American South, the distinction between you and you all. And the funniest thing about that is what the possessive form is. And here in Kentucky, it's halfway between North and South. And so it is you all, but it's two words, you all. And is this your all's car, which sounds very strange to my Chicago ears. But so singular and plural for you has always been a problem in every language. Oh, not in Hebrew. Semitic languages, no problem. Use the singular for singular, use the plural for plural. There, the problem is gender.
Yeah, the problem is, yeah, you are right. Now, Cookie.
I just said I'll never be able to say Oy Gewalt. I wish you hadn't told that story. Oh my God. I mean, we use Oy Gewalt. Oh my God, that is horrible. That was...
Okay, you know, the image is too much for me. Okay, sorry. I see there is someone new to us besides Levana. It says iPhone. What's your name? Who are you? But unmute first.
My name is Maggie. I don't know how to change it. I'm from Richmond,
It's okay.
California.
I will change it for you the next time. You are from
Maggie, Maggie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And you're from California?
Yes, Richmond, California.
How did you find us?
Through Phyllis. Phyllis is my neighbor.
Phyllis, yeah. I don't see Phyllis today. She was last oh, she is here. Phyllis, hi. Vinkl. Okay, you are here today. Okay, good.
And hello, Mariv. I know her. I know you from another group.
You
From
know
Marianne Taton's group.
Okay. And Maggie, do you speak Yiddish? You read Yiddish? I need to know it.
I've been studying it for several years. It wasn't spoken in my family, so I'm, yeah.
But I can call on you to read?
Maybe not right now. When I get
in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
I know that I threw Levana right into it, but you know, usually I'm asking before. But I think I saw you on Fischl's group, so I knew that you know. Anyway, let's move on to the story. And we stop the story where there is, well, for those that were not around last week or last 2 weeks, it's about a girl and her mother that are coming over to Argentina because the father was there already for the last 2 years, and he makes a living by peddling, and he brought over the family, and everything is strange and everything is unfamiliar to them because they are living in a courtyard, not that where not only Jews are living, but people from all over, like Spanish and Italian and people that were born in Argentina probably, and everything is so unfamiliar to them. And then one day there comes a woman that she speaks Yiddish, and she's very frum, she's very pious. And the mother is really happy with it, so she can finally understand someone, and also she can jab the father for not being pious enough, because, you know, being in a new country, he quite forgot his traditions. So that's where we stopped. So it's page 25, second paragraph, and I am screening it right now. Okay. The moment I reach 25, I'll make it bigger. Okay, so it's second paragraph. Tell me if it's big enough.
Bigger.
Yeah. It's big enough?
It's good.
Seems to be.
Okay, so Karen, will you start reading? And you will just forgive me for one moment. Karen, please.
Auf der Mammen hat das Weibel gemacht a starken Eindruck. Mother had a strong impression about the wife. Sei ihr Frumkeit, sei ihre städtischer Red haben sie überrascht. Both her pious piety and her big city speech astonished her. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yes,
Yes,
you're right.
yes.
Sie hat sich a viele Proof getan zu reden wie das Weibel. She gave it a try to speak like the wife, nicht feelendig, as von sie werd bei ihr a sie.
Exactly what we talked about.
Not sensing that sie became by the wife, by her as they. I guess she means that the wife was speaking to her as sie rather than ihr. Efter wollen sie trinken a glass tea. Perhaps they would like to drink a glass of tea. Hat sie mit groß derech Eretz Fregeton by ihr. She, with great respect, asked her, abwischendig mit Abreg fertig das Vinkl, and wiping off with a edge of her apron the chair. Sie hat es
bothering you? No, this is a Yiddish class I take once a week.
Okay, sorry.
Sie hat es zugerückt zu ihr before she moved it closer to her. Hat sie sich weggesetzt auf a Vinkl gegen ihr. She sat down on a chair opposite her. Gewischt Machmes groß Leichtigkeit das Mäul mit 2 Finger. And she washed due to great decency.
She wiped. I think she wiped.
She wiped
Her
her mouth with great
Sí, mejor el viernes. Por eso es que yo lo había
respectability.
postergado el viernes.
With 2 fingers.
Just a moment. What is Leichtigkeit, guys?
Respectability.
Respectability, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Schucklendick Mittenkopf, nodding in agreement with her head. Altsting, was das Weibel hat gesagt, agreeing to everything that the wife said. Etlin hat sie in der Minute der Mond in der Boben dorten in Darf. Ethel, at that moment, was reminded of her grandmother there in the village.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you. Yes, Rafael?
Yeah, Weibel can mean a wife, but here I think it's more just the woman. It's true that she's a wife, but that's also a standard term for just a woman.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Isn't it a young woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has to be a young woman, the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Bonnie, yes?
Yeah, there was earlier in that paragraph something about sitting across. I kind of missed that.
Yeah, Antkegen here, Antkegen.
Antkegen is across?
Yeah, Antkegen.
Thank you.
I'm circling it with the, okay, Antkegen, across, yes. And there was someone else that raised his hand. Who was it? Barbara.
Yeah, I just that Leitischkeit word. I was thinking of etiquette, but is that actually a word for etiquette, or can it be a word for etiquette? I didn't know.
I think it also would mean ladylike.
Ladylike. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thanks. Yeah, okay.
Like someone who has good manners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Luisa, yeah.
Yeah, I have a question on that same sentence where it says Ungewicht, Mechamas, Grois. What is
Leichtigkeit? Mechames?
Machmes.
Machmes. So, yeah, sorry.
Machmes.
Machmaot? No.
No. How to say it in English? Biglal. No.
Because?
Biglal.
Because of? Yeah.
Is it because?
As a reason of, because. Machmes.
And I have another question or comment where the previous paragraphs begins with af der Mamen, where I would never have said af because the way I learned that construction would have been oif der Mamen.
Yeah,
Can you please comment on that? Because
Excuse
I've heard
me.
some of because I've heard you sometimes I actually read when it says oif and some of you read af. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I see that Refoil.
Yes.
Refoil,
Can
please.
I?
You want? Okay, Claire.
Can I?
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, no, I've noticed that the whole text uses writes af instead of oif.
Oif.
And this
Yeah,
is throughout
Morgan,
the
yes.
story.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
there's
I see.
another word that is similar also. And I also, look, it's with an aleph, but it should be oi. Oif and
Oif,
another one.
Oif with a face.
Yeah. So I don't know, the printers here.
No.
I think Refoil is the answer.
Refoil, it must be dialectal. It must be dialectal.
Refoil, please.
Okay, here's the answer as I learned it. When spelling was standardized by YIVO, or after the Chernovitz conference, they decided that this particular word should be spelled as if it were pronounced oif, although it was in fact in all the dialects quite rare to actually have oif. And then people started pronouncing it oif because that's how it was spelled. But in fact, in all the dialects, it's either af or if as a preposition, and as a adverbial complement, it's uf. So ufwachsen, to wake up, to grow up, ufwachsen, and often tish, on the table. So this particular story is written with a spelling that is spelled, not YIVO spelling, but closer to the pronounced spelling.
Yes.
And so af der Mamen is in fact how it would be pronounced in most dialects, even though it might in standard spelling be spelled oif der Mamen.
Oif.
And so the hard thing then is when you're reading standard spelling to know whether it's going to be an adverbial complement or a preposition, because those are pronounced differently, even though they're spelled the same way.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Levana, I saw that you raised your hand.
No,
Levana.
it was the same distinction that I was doing.
Okay, so let's continue. Dos alts. Claire?
Wait, where? Oif.
Dos alts.
Where is oif dos alts?
Paragraph.
Where?
Fourth paragraph. The fourth paragraph.
1, 2, 3. Oif morgen.
No, dos alts.
Dos alts, here.
Dos alts. Okay, dos alts und noch. Und noch. Wollt Ethel gehabt zu der Zehn, wenn die Augen kleppen sich nicht. Ba. You see, here's ba. It should be by.
Yeah.
The same.
Ihr, bei ihr, von den langen Strophen. All right, I'm going too far. So wait a minute. Das alt und noch. This and more. Und noch and more. Wollt Ethel gehabt zu erzählen? Would Ethel have to tell? Wenn die Augen klappen sich nicht, when the eyes do not stick
together,
by
yeah.
ear, huh?
Like
Okay,
stick together, like she's falling asleep.
Right, klappen sich nicht, do not stick together. Nicht bei ihr von die lange Strophen von Lied, from the long, wie sagt man das Stroph? What is a stroph?
Stanzas.
Stanzas.
Stanzas, yeah. Von die longest stanzas, from the long stanzas of the song, von Lied, und von herumlaufen a ganzen Tag, and from running around the whole day, übern Hof, in the courtyard. Und sie soll nicht gewähnt zu fallen mit dem Käppel zum Tatens Hals und dort fest und Geschmack anschlafen wird. Okay, so after Häuf, und sie soll nicht gewähnt zu fallen mit dem Käppel. Okay, and sie soll nicht, she should not to fall mit dem Käppel. She should not fall asleep with her head on her father's neck. Und dort, and there, und dort, fest und Geschmack, strongly and very comfortably, yeah, fall asleep, entschlafen werden, fall asleep.
Okay, so let's pause a moment. Yes, Rafael?
Two things, going back again to pronunciation versus spelling.
Yeah.
In modern spelling, it's spelled by, but again, in most accents, it is in fact pronounced ba. Now, by ear, yeah. And so it's spelled the way it's usually pronounced here. The other thing I want to point out is the meaning of the word wenn on that second line. Wenn die Augen klappen sich nicht. That's if it were not for the fact that. So there's the nit coming up. So wenn nit. So she would have had a lot more to tell if her eyes hadn't started sticking together. And she was tired because of the long verses and the whole day. And if her head hadn't started falling against her father's throat, and if she hadn't, so it's the whole thing is all under the wenn. It's a very long construction with wenn.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Bonnie?
A question about gemacht. You translated comfortably. What, did I understand that correctly?
Where do you see it?
It's Geschmack, not gemacht.
Geschmack.
Geschmack. I thought that's like something with food or
no.
No.
It can be with food, but it can be without food. Yeah.
Like comfortably is the translation.
Both. Geschmack can be very tasteful and also comfortable and warm, kind, nice.
Okay.
Okay. Rochelle, yes? You are muted. Rochelle, you are muted.
No.
Okay,
She
now.
doesn't hear you.
Now.
Okay, hold on. I have a new computer, so.
Okay, but now it's okay.
All right. A little ditty from my childhood. Der alte Bär schläft Geschmack. Der alte Bär schläft Geschmack. Wir wollen nicht aufwecken, wird sich noch erschrecken. Der alte Bär schläft Geschmack.
Bravo, bravo.
You're shame.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go on, Claire. Of morgen in Abend.
Again, it's oif. I don't know. Okay. Of morgen in Abend ist Ethel gesessen mit der Mammen in finsteren Häuf. So I go back. Auf morgen. The next day, in the evening, Ethel sat with her mother in the dark courtyard. Auf kleine streuene Bänkle, on small straw a Vinkl.
Benches.
What?
Benches.
Bench. Yeah, benches. Right. Sie haben gewalt auf den Taten. They waited for the father. So again, often, and I would say often.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay. We studied in the circle. We studied that.
Litvish Yiddish.
Litwische Yiddish, ja. Die neue Schreine is aufgesessen, so the new neighbor is aufgesessen, also sat auf ein niedrig streuen Bänkele vor ihr Tier. So she was also sitting, gesessen, on a low straw what did I
Bench.
say with the Vinkl?
Bench.
In front of the door. Far ihr Tier.
Yeah.
Of her door.
Okay, go.
Yes, ihr. Correct. No good. Noch? Ja. Von Häufteuer. Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry?
thank you, Claire. No, Sean, Genick, thank you. Okay, Morty, go on.
Wenn Häufteue ist umgekommen a breiter, zerwachsener Schotten. From the large doors of the courtyard came a wide, tall, Schotten is...
Shadow.
Ja, a Figur wie a Hand. A Figur wie unhand. An image without hands. Bei Etlen hat sich das Herzl a Zappel getan. For Etel this shook her up in her heart. Nor die Schreine hat sich auf Gier gegeben a Heubeuf von Vinkl. But the neighbor picked up immediately and stood up from her chair. Mit a spitzig zerzeugend coil Freigetin, with a sharp
Voice.
tight voice asked, Punkt wie sie wollt gesungen, almost as if she was singing. Gerson, der Schotten hat upgeentfert euch mit a Gesang.
Shadow.
Yeah,
Shadow.
sorry. My
What
English
is
is
it,
not so
Schotten?
good.
What is it?
The shadow answered also with a singing sound. No mit a grober, schorsker Stimme, but with a heavy, dark
No,
voice.
Shorske is coarse.
Coarse. Yeah.
Isn't Grober also
Goes
coarse?
with Grober. Yeah.
Yeah, Grober.
Yeah. Coarse voice. Wie wohl gekeilt Schleifpapier. As
Wow.
if he was biting. Chewing paper, Schleifpapier.
Sandpaper.
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 Oh,
Sandpaper. You
I'm
know
doing
that
badly,
in
I'm
Hebrew,
doing badly.
until now we say Schleifpapier.
One person at a time with an explanation.
Thank you. Okay, good. Yes. So before you continue, I see Louisa raised the hand. Louisa?
Thank you. What is Stimme?
A voice.
Voice.
Thank you.
Okay, go on. Go on, Morty.
Ruchele? Rachel und ist zugekommen nehmter. And he came closer. So hat sich ausgewiesen as der heucher, brighter Schotten. It came to be seen that the tall, white shadow has hands. Trug auf sie schlafende Kind. He's carrying on them, on his hands, a sleeping child. They means hellrosig Kleiderle, whose whole rose dress is chvaliet sich auf seine arms, is waving over his arms, wie der Zwit auf a bright schwarzen Bäum. I don't know what Svit is.
Bloom.
Huh?
Bloom.
Okay.
Balloon.
Like the bloom
Flower.
of a wide, dark tree.
Like flowers on, that's bloom. That's what I hear.
Uh-huh. Like a blooming over a wide, over the bright, dark, black tree. Black
Yeah, I
tree.
think you would say blossom there.
Blossom. Okay, better. Yes, a lot better. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Das Weib hat zugenommen von seinen Händen das schlafendicke Kind. The woman took the sleeping child from his hands and trugendig es auf die Hand and carrying it on her hands, sich gelost gehen zu ihr Zimmer, left to go to her room. Der Schotten ist ihr noch gegangen. The shadow followed her. Von dort hat bald die aufgedrehte Elektri a Kucketun mit a soidesdicker Schein. From there, immediately the turned on electric lamp, I suppose, a look at with a secretly shine bright door of the fenster vermachte Laden through the closed not windows but window covers.
Shutters. Okay, thank you, Morty. Any question until now? Any questions or comments?
Was it a person or was it a shadow or what?
It was a person, her husband.
Oh, but then
Yeah,
where did the shadow come from?
Well,
Because it was dark and they couldn't see well.
exactly.
Yeah. So what she is seeing is a shadow because it's dark, and then it turns out that it's the husband of this neighbor. Rochelle, yeah.
I'm having a little difficulty with this story because it's through the eyes of a child, and yet the language is not that of a child. It's a very imaginative, creative language, and no child thinks like that.
No, and the language is very difficult to understand.
Yes, because it's a language that was spoken many, many years ago. It's what John Handler used to call a kitchen language. It was a language that people spoke at home.
Yeah, I understand it, but still, she's a little girl, and it's still a very sophisticated use of vocabulary and imagery for a little girl.
There is a contradiction between both.
But is really the girl that is speaking, or is it being talked about the girl, and only in a few cases is the girl speaking?
I think it's a narrator remembering back to something that happened in her childhood or someone's childhood.
Maybe.
She's not trying to fake a young girl's voice. She's telling what she remembers.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all. Okay. Refoil, please, or auf morgen.
Auf morgen, bis der Tate is noch gelegen in bed. The next day, when father was still lying in bed, mit Hanoa geschmoret sich gegen der sündig dicker junger Sonne. And he was squinting at the young sunshine of Sunday. Was hat sich gelegt auf den Paul, which was lying on the floor. Paul is short for podloge here. Auf dem Bett, the sunshine that was spreading over the floor and the bed, auf die Wand, on the walls, gespart in Dina Zeilen, and the sunshine which was coming through in thin stripes durch ein ebersten Griedem Scheibel, was auf der Tier, through the transom, the high green little shutter. That's a transom that's on the door. When all of that was happening, hat schon die Mama vor ihm rapportiert. Then mother reported to him. Der Schreiner unserer Nebuch hat Gott geholfen in Zweien. Our neighbor woman, poor thing, God has helped her in twofold. Man hat gebracht ein Kind zum Choven, a Jesaimala, abgestorben bei dem die Mama plötzlich. They brought to her a child to take care of. Choven, I think, is like Chodeven, to take care of. A little orphan girl. Abgestorben bei dem die Mama plötzlich. The little girl's mother had suddenly died. Und dabei hat sie, allein mit vielendig, ausgestreckt die Hand. And at that time, mother, who's speaking about this, not feeling it herself, spread out her hand to Ethel's keppel, to Ethel's head. Was is gelegen auf den Taten's Achsel in bed. Ethel's head, which was lying on her father's shoulder in the bed. Und a Säuerung wird sei Tage sein geringer zu der Parnasse. This is the mother speaking again. And that's how it would be easier for them, for the neighbors, I guess, for income. Now, I don't see how that works, but that's what she's saying.
No, because probably the father is paying them. The father is paying them to raise the child.
That could be. And that, okay,
That's
so that
what
will be
I
a source of
understand.
income. Yeah.
That's what if someone thinks differently, please. Okay.
So.
It's like foster care.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, sure. Interesting that they did that.
Okay, Refoil, go on, please.
The Mädeles Tate is a ganz reicher Yid. Well, that explains it. This orphan girl's father is quite a wealthy Jew. Take einer von Rochles Vermögliche, sehr frume Landsleit. Actually, one of Rachel's well-off, very pious people from the same town. Das Weib hat ihm gehabt zugeholfen in der Parnasse. His wife, the one who had died, had been helping him I assume it's his wife, I'm not sure, the woman literally, had been helping him with his business, in his income. Sich dabei herausgeschlagen von die Keuches. And that's, and by doing so, she had worn herself out. Literally, she had beaten herself from her strength. She had worn herself out. Und jetzt, als sie haben sich schon gehabt, Ruf gearbeitet, and now that they have finally worked themselves up in status, gekommen zu a Stückel Tachlis, and now that they've come to some sort of a reasonable situation, is sie plötzlich gestorben. Suddenly, his wife had died.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rafael.
What does the word tachlis actually mean?
Well, that's a hard one. Because it usually
Sorry.
tachlis is
I think
yes, tachlis is purpose, result, practical considerations. But here it means gekommen zur tachlis, they came to a desirable situation.
Yes, it's the Lashon Kodesh.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of times I would tell a story and they would say, but what is the tachlis?
Yeah.
Like, well, what's the result of this? In other words, cut the whole thing short and give me the answer.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Golda, go on. Der Tate.
Der Tate hat geguckt auf der Mammen mit verschmurete Augen. Father looked at the mother with, I imagine cloudy, but I'm not sure.
Squinting.
Okay,
Es hat sich gedacht, it might have happened, or he thought, das lacht nicht he's not laughing. No, die Diener kleinschelech, but the thin little one, die Augen, die hellweiße Dias was absei, but the thin knitschelech, the thin wrinkles around the eyes, the light white Dias, the whites of the eyes.
No, VS is eyelashes. And
What is it?
lashes.
Eyelash. Okay. Looked at them. Etlach hat Etlin hat verdrossen. Ethel was hat verdrossen Affentaten. Ethel was annoyed at the father. No, lacht, but he's laughing. Sagt die Mama, als die neue Schreine. So the mother said that the new neighbor, das hat sie Gott allein zugeschickt von ihr. That God him alone sent the little one to her. I saw good the idol und kushere neshama, such a good, pure, kosher soul, lacht sagt man him. So they tell him, as by a kind is gestorben die Mama, that when a child mother died, weil sie hat sich herausgeschlagen von der Kirche, because she wore her strength out, arbeitende man working for her husband, lacht he's laughing at that. Lacht, no, nicht. But he's not laughing at that. Then touched the weiße Kartonblech. Seine. I don't know what Kartonblech is.
It's small pieces of paper, cards. So he's not laughing when he's, I don't know how to say.
Taschen is to shuffle cards.
To shuffle, yeah. When he shuffles his cards. Like he has small cards on which, let me explain, on which he's writing, how much fabric he has, how much he sold, what else he got. So that's his business.
Demolt is as Zaya Adams. That's when he becomes very business-like. He becomes serious. Knechts dem Sterben. When you think you place your
Forehead.
Forehead.
Forehead. Vertandlich seine. Sterben. Was ist abgebrannt von der Sonne, which is sunburn of the house and on his throat, on his neck.
No, nicht alles of der Alp. Like only half of his, no.
Only half is sunburn.
Yes.
Und auf der andere halb weiß, and on the other half white. Mit Tina Loya Underleft with thin blue veins. Ergens is er euch, denn nimmt dem größten Park mit Tischige und Cauldres at the, and he's also sincere when he takes great big with dishware,
No. Tablecloths.
Tischtucher with bedding and comforters of oxen on his shoulders. Amotne Tata, a strange father, weiße Katandler mit Tischtucher seinen bei ihm ernste Sachen. White
cards
with Tischtucher with
tablecloth.
Are earnest, are important things to him. Und von einer Jidene and from a woman, was Gott allein und die fromme Landsleit haben sie versorgt mit Parnasse, Lachter. And from a woman, God alone, and the pious people from the same town gave her livelihood. He laughs.
Okay, thank you, Golda. Any question until now? Any comments until now on what we are reading?
What's
Yes, Louisa?
going on?
Well, I can guess.
Can somebody summarize what's going on?
I don't
Okay.
understand the connection between the previous paragraph and this last
Yeah.
Okay, so just a moment. I
So
see
I
Rafael,
don't-
and
if you can
then I will try.
We tell who is who and the whole story about
Okay.
the girl that lost her mother. Who are they in connection with this strange
Okay.
couple that we are talking about?
Okay, I'll try in a moment. I see that Rafael raised his hand, so.
Well, I was going to try to explain it, but Mina, go ahead.
Oh, no, go.
Okay.
That's okay.
So,
I'm talking too much as it is.
there's-
Echo's upset because the father's laughing, but why?
Okay,
so-
let's Rafael do it.
Yeah.
right. So there's two families. There's Ethel's family with a father and a mother. And there's the neighbor family that's just arrived with a father, a mother, and a small child. It turns out that that small child is a foster child.
Yeah.
And having heard this story about the foster child, it looked like father was laughing. Well, not he was laughing, it says, but it looked like the wrinkles around his eyes were laughing. And that made the mother, Ethel's mother, angry at the father. Why should you be laughing at something? You're so serious about some things, which maybe don't make so much difference, like your little cards and your goods to peddle. And you're not serious about the terrible difficulties that our neighbors have gone through and that their foster child has gone through. Why are you laughing?
So why is he laughing? We don't know. It maybe it has to do with the ending of the story.
Okay.
But this we will come to. And the ending of the story, like I once told you, is very, very complicated.
Yes.
And we will need all of you to work it out. So maybe he's laughing because of it, because he knows something that the mother doesn't know.
Mm.
So that's a possibility.
Yeah,
But we will
I would
see.
guess that I would guess that the child is a mamzer.
No, no, that doesn't have to be. No, no, no.
Okay.
There is something in the end that, okay,
Okay, so we
will
don't
to
know
it.
yet. We don't know
Yeah,
yet.
we don't know yet, but
All right.
there is a possibility. So, okay. Michael, please. Michael. Ethel Ott. There is only one Michael today, so.
Oh, okay, good. Ethel hat von Demolton gehabt mit ihnen sich zu spielen. From that time onwards, Ethel had someone to play with.
No.
Das kleine Mädel, this little girl, in a hellrosenkleiderle in the light rose-colored dress, hat man gerufen Dvorah. Was called Dvorah, Deborah. Hellblonde, light. Sorry.
I don't know. Someone is talking and I cannot figure out who. So please, if you are talking, mute yourself. Okay,
Sorry.
please.
Sorry, yes, I will mute myself.
Okay. Because I cannot always figure out who is it. Okay. Sorry, Michael.
That's fine. Hellblonde, light blonde, gelockte, herrlich. I'm not sure what gelocked is.
Curly.
Curled hair, with blaue, Umetliche, sorry. Umetliche wasserdicke ekelach, hot vorele gehad. And she had blue, sad, watery eyes. Rochela, die Schene, Rochel, the neighbor, bleibt das Kind waschen, es folgen Kormen und Legen schlafen. Rochela, the neighbor, used to wash the hair, feed, and put to sleep this little girl. The Ethel's mama had mit Etlin getan exactly the same as Ethel's mother did with Ethel. Nor wer soll sie nehmen auf die Hand, but to have someone to pick her up, kitzeln, tickle her, mit die weiche Wantes, with the soft whiskers, in this little girl, in Dvora's neck, und singen das Lied, and sing a song mit die 310 Welten, with the 310 worlds, what Dvora nicht gehabt, but she didn't have the benefit of what Ethel had, because this is what her dad did with her. Rochel's man is ständig gewähnt par Blumen. Rachel's husband was always busy. Verjogt in seiner I'm not sure, Asekim, is that pronunciation? Always busy with his business, mit die reiche Landsleit, with the rich people, the Landsleit, the people who come to the same town. Vielleicht kommen bei Nacht heim und mit keinem nicht ausgerät kein Wort. He used to come home at night and not exchange a word with anyone, nor gegessen einer allein beim Ecktisch, but would sit and eat on his own at the end of the table, at the corner of the table. Das was sein Weib hat ihm verlangt, whatever his wife gave him. Auf Weiß, Spreit, Servetkele, und noch lang on a white spread out, I assume, Soviet type thing. And after that, lang etwas gemurmelt in schwarzen Gedichten Berteln. And after that, murmured for a long time in his thick black beard, mit vermachte Augen, with closed eyes, bis die Finger seine haben geknoten, die weiche Stücklich Brot was auf dem Tisch, while his fingers were kneading the soft pieces of white bread on the table.
So he's probably praying.
He was probably doing sort of benching after meals.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Where I've lost
Yeah.
my.
Mitvoralen.
Where
I put it in blue. Mitvoralen.
Mit Vorala hat sich keinmal nicht vernommen. He never really took any notice of Tvorala. Hat sie, dacht sich, viele nicht gesehen. Probably, I think he never even saw her. Tvorala hat vor ihm Meure gehalten. Tvorala was frightened of him. When he's keinmal zu ihm nicht zugegangen, and never approached him. Da ist der Tatefleck nehmen Etlen auf die Hand. When Dad took Ethel, used to take Ethel up, pick her up, when Ethel hat eingegraben den Kopf in seine Wonses, and Ethel dug her head into his whiskers, vielleicht Teuerlen stehen von der Weitens und gucken auf sie mit Kinder. And Teuerle would stand from a distance and look jealously at them. When Eumann hat auf ihr bei es Meister geguckt, and if while doing this they looked at her, plexi weghappen die Augen auf Hashemta, she would turn her eyes away. She was put to shame. She'd been intruding, looking at them. Gucken als sehr lang mit dem Finger oben, well, it's such a sad story. Looking so long with the finger in her mouth, busy flecked wegläufen zu Rochel, until she would run back to Rochel. Aber euch hat das Kind auf die Hand nicht genommen, but she never picked Twyra up either. When as Twyra hat einmal zu viel verdreht dem Kopf beim anschlafen werden. And if sometimes Twyra sometimes turned her head too much while falling asleep, when Rochele is meat geworden von Schocklen, was Hilton the Vinkl, and Rochel became tired of rocking the wooden crib, Flexi Burschen, etwas wegen der Mammen ihrer. She would grumble something about her mother, the Tvorela's mother, their Nafka.
Nice.
Well, nothing, not a nice word.
Prostitute. The prostitute.
Ja, als man soll hier dort als sie drehen, die Kischkes, wir dreht schon die Hand von wegen hier, that over there, presumably in hell, they should turn her bowels as her hands are not turning from rocking the cradle, from rocking her.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So why is the mother a nafka?
Well, we don't know yet.
Again, we don't know. Why is she saying a nafka? Yes, Rafael?
Just a few things. Verdrehen dem Kopf here, literally, of course, turning the head, but I think that means being annoying. That Devorah was sometimes being annoying and wouldn't go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And that's when Rachel would get angry. And plural of Asik is Asokim, is how it's pronounced. Asokim.
Asokim? Okay. Yeah. Asokim. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Louisa, I saw that you raised your hand and waited patiently. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At the beginning of the paragraph that begins, so this Shkeine is called Rochele, right?
Yes.
And that line where it begins, Rochele die Shkeine, flet das Kind waschen, Svobin, what's Svobin?
Shampoo the
shampoo, okay.
Yeah,
and then
shampoo.
Kormen.
Kormen is to feed.
To what?
To feed.
Feed.
To feed.
So that's the little girl that so she would do all this for the girl.
Yeah.
But she didn't really she was not affectionate. None of the
Exactly.
couple were really.
Exactly. She did what a mother should do, you know, take care of her, but she was not affectionate with her.
No.
So and she was the girl that was being raised by them because she had a wealthy father and her mother had died. Right?
Yes. And why is Rochale calling the mother a prostitute? We don't know.
No, but that's a terrible thing to say.
Exactly. It's not a really nice thing
So
to say about
that was the mother, the Nafke, that was the mother that supposedly died because she overworked herself.
Yes, nobody should know from it, but you don't say anything like that unwittingly.
Maybe she was just so annoyed that the other one's mother died that she called her the worst thing she could come up with, but you know, not literally true.
They're deriving parnasa from the little girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's something, we don't know why. It's something, usually if she's so pious, she is not going to call someone else a prostitute.
But don't forget, that's how the writer wrote it. He put that in, or she asked.
No, it's not that. It's part of, that's Russian horror. That's a terrible thing to say. And if she's pious, she should not say it. So I wonder how pious she really is.
But people curse when they get overwhelmed and annoyed.
And remember all her cursing
don't call people
about
names
America, how
right.
awful America is. That, you know, remember she curses a lot at the beginning of the story too.
Yeah, but that's the mother of Ethel curses, but that's the pious neighbor that curses.
Oh, right.
And
right.
that's another thing, you know, that's
right.
Okay.
Different
We have 1 minute. Do you want to continue or should we stop here? Because I think it's a new line in the plot. It's a new thing of the plot.
Let's stop.
And what page is this that we're stopping on?
27.
27.
27, last paragraph.
Okay.
27, last paragraph. And we will continue. Yeah, we will finish it next time. We will finish it next time. Just for, you know, in time for the high holidays. Yeah. For something, you know, I prepare something for Yom Kippur.
Ivana, it's so nice to see you here. This is Golda.
And you are talking to what? To Levana you are talking.
Yes.
I'm
We
delighted.
took a couple of classes together.
Yes.
Okay, so Levana, I hope you will join us again.
I'll try. I'm
Okay.
always very enthusiastic.
Yeah,
but
we are very
sometimes you
enthusiastic,
say in French, I have les yeux plus grands que le ventre.
No.
Das ist die Augen größer von dem Bauch. Das heißt, ich habe zu viel.
There's such a beautiful song, Shane B. de Lavuna. Maybe he'll sing it. Maybe we can do that song.
Okay, the only thing is that we need I need your email and I need Maggie's email.
Yes,
So-
I'll write that in the chat right now.
So if you will write it down in the chat, I will be able to send it to you. Okay. Any comments, guys? Any things, you know, that you want to talk about? The story or whatever comes out of the story? So now is the
No,
time.
just a language detail. I wanted to point out that often when it's hand, it's not hand. It's it's arms. To take her in the arms.
Okay.
They often use hand, and that's what I like.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is
Thank you. Yeah.
leg.
Yeah. Maggie, also, if you can write your email in the chat or.
Did you get it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got it. I will send it to you. I will send both of you to you. Yeah, Rochelle, please.
Yeah,
Just,
there you have it, Mina. I sent
Yes,
it.
yes.
A joke. When I look at the name of Trump's running mate, I pronounce it Vance.
But
It's been all over the emails. It's been all over the computer. Yeah, everybody's
Okay.
talking about that.
All right, I haven't seen it, so
Yes,
I have
right
a
away
question.
today.
sorry if it's old hat.
Okay, yes, Anne.
I need to know the word again for shadow.
Shotten.
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 Shotten. Sheen, Aleph, Test, Nun.
One at a time again.
Shotten.
Try it again, please.
Sheen, Aleph, Test, Nun.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Again, any questions, any comments, guys, before we?
I just think this is such an interesting story. It's so, you don't often get from a child's viewpoint the innocence of not understanding what's really going on. It's just really, new stuff that we haven't heard before. So,
have you read it to the end?
No, I'm waiting to hear what the surprise is. So
it's not a surprise.
Oh, okay, but I don't know where it's gonna go.
I just that I myself with a friend of mine were wondering what it means. We just
we'll see.
Cannot figure it out,
Yeah.
and we tried, so we cannot figure it out. So could everyone here is
Does that mean that you read it till the end?
What?
Does that mean that you read it till the end?
I always read.
Oh yeah, Mina
I am the
always
one
reads
that
everything.
chooses. I'm the one.
No,
that
no, but
chooses.
the part that you chose, but the whole novel?
Oh, no, this is just a short story.
Short story.
No, it's not. It's a chapter, Levana. It's a chapter out of a novel.
Yes.
So this is the second chapter. So we cannot read the whole novel. It will.
No,
be
she's
too much.
asking if Minna. She's asking if you read the whole novel.
Of course, I always read what I send you.
Yeah.
I don't send you things that I didn't read. Because
And also she reads all kinds of other stuff that isn't worth doing. So
that is not worth
she
doing. Yeah, you
does
know.
a whole lot of homework for us.
So the thing is that I read it 4 times. So either I'm stupid or I just don't get it. I don't.
You're far from stupid, Minna.
No, I'm kidding, Golda. But sometimes you don't get things. So who knows? We will work on it together. But I always read things to the end. And I read so many stories. It's a blessing. But I read a lot of stories before I send you one story. Because it's not always, not always fit for the class. Because as you saw, we have people that really can read, and we have people that, understand a little bit, but are getting better and better and better the more we read things.
That is it. So that's
Lisa.
Yeah, it is.
So my question is, the word bonces, whiskers, is it the payes?
Mustache. Mustache.
It's mustache. Mustache. He said these whiskers. He said there's whiskers, but it is a mustache. Yeah.
Thank you.
They are, right? Yeah.
I wanted to say on a cultural comment that they must have got a very unusual group in that conventillo, in that courtyard.
Why? Why is that?
Because that world is so different from the world of Spaniards and Italians that was surrounding them. That's why, when we in Argentina think of those, like even this story is saying, that they were Spaniards and Italians and so forth, and they must have looked very strange to their neighbors, is what I'm saying.
But I guess it was like a melting pot.
Yes,
it was like a melting pot of people coming from all over the world to Argentina, and living in the same place. Reminds me of my childhood where I grew up, where there were people really from all over the world, from Turkey and Persia and Yemen and everything, and it was a melting pot because the children were all Israelis. They were not really, anymore from all these places. So I guess it's pretty much the same.
No, Mina, because in Israel they were all Jewish in your melting pot.
Except for those who weren't. So I don't know.
Okay,
Some
okay.
of them were not. But,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
my mother's best friend was from Russia, and she wasn't Jewish. She married a Jew, but she wasn't Jewish. So.
I see.
So for her, it was also very strange, everything, what everyone did around, yeah.
I see.
And also, Ethel, she says now she has someone to play with, because before, all the other kids spoke Spanish. She just arrived. She doesn't speak any Spanish yet. So, you know, she's completely cut off until this little other girl arrives.
And remember, they were poking fun at her. They were calling her Rusa.
Right,
Yeah,
for
they
how
were
she
poking
dressed
fun
and
of
all
her, the way she's
as
dressed.
well.
And yeah.
They called, in Argentina, they called all the Ashkenazi Jews Rusos because of that, all of them. And the Sephardic Jews were called Turcos.
Turcos.
Okay.
So it was either the Rusos or los Turcos. Los Rusos or los Turcos.
Okay.
The same in Peru.
Really?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
About the neighbors, I started reading the beginning because I wanted
Yeah.
more person. And she writes Gallegos.
They
Why
were
is it Gallegos? I thought of Galicia.
Yes.
But it was
Galicia in
from
Spain, not Galicia.
Yes. So that's what they mean by, that's what she means, that's how she calls the Spanish.
Well, because they were actually from one part of Spain, and the people who come from Galicia in Spanish are usually called Gallego or Gallego. How do you pronounce it, Morty?
Gallego.
You see, he pronounces it Gallego.
I pronounce it also Gallego.
Because you're
I
speaking.
know that in Argentina it's je.
Because that's the typical pronunciation for the double L or the Y in Argentina.
Right.
The je
But I
sound.
wasn't sure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right, right.
And one more thing, the in Spain, the Gallego is the equivalent for Jews, the Hellemer.
Yes. True.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also derogatory. It's also
Yes.
derogatory.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Rochelle, I saw that you raised your hand before, but I
No,
don't.
it was just
It was
up from
before.
before.
Yeah, it was before. Yeah. Sometimes I just, I get back to what I saw. Oh. Okay, guys.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Nana.
Guys,
Thank
we
you.
will finish the story next time. If you noticed, I'm letting the story be read by people who read fluently, so that we will move forward, because it's not easy to read. The language is not in it. But in the pipeline, I have a children's story, so it will really be easy to read. And the Beverly is from Brownsville. So
Okay. Brownsville.
no, I think that Beverly lived in
What'd you say?
Brownsville.
Yeah.
You live, so I have, in after the holidays,
No kidding.
we will read
kidding.
a children's story about Brownsville. So.
Oh my God. Oh.
Okay. Okay, guys. Seien wir alle gesund und mit sich
Ja,
sehen. Noch eine Woche. Gott sei Dank. Besucht ihr. Okay.
If I don't see you, have a good
Thank you
yontif
so much, Mena.
with health and happiness.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a moment. But next time is before Rosh Hashanah. Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
I don't know if I will be here.
Okay.
So I'm
So,
wishing you all a good yontif if I don't see you.
okay. So,
Just in case.
Shana Tova.
Be out
Shana
the new
Tova.
year to you
Bekol
too,
tov.
Morty.
All
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Morty.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Zen.